Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp Ends. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to do a brand review of LT Wright knives. I just wanted to say that yes, I do have some fingernail polish on my fingers, and that's because I have a young daughter who thought it would be great for me to get some of my fingernails polished. And if you're a dad, that's the kind of thing that you do for your daughter. So don't hate me for it. Um, anyway, so here we are, LT Wright, All American made knife company in, I believe it's Michigan, or up there, around there. And they make knives that, all right, so there's Bark River, which is kind of like the king, or maybe White River or whatever, and they make really good knives, and I feel like LT Wright is just a step down in price, and a step down in like the size of the company, but their quality is just as good in my estimation. Some people have argued with me that it's not as good, but all the knives that I've gotten from them, I've really liked. This is main. They only make fixed blades, so they have not as much variety of materials as Bark River knives and some of the other companies. But what they do have is pretty cool. And they also have something called the Pot House, which I think is $25 or $30 a year, and you can get on a forum with a bunch of great guys, and also you get a chance to get some semi-custom knives made for you and things that aren't always around. They tend to not always have a bunch of stuff in stock, but they do have dealers out there where you can get stuff. So I think that maybe we'll go from smallest to largest. Maybe that's a good way of doing it. This is probably their most practical knife. This is called the Daily Carry. This was an LT. This was an exclusive from DLT, and it's one of the ones that always gets a comment whenever I show. It's AEBL, which is a great stainless steel. It's got these nice liners on here. This knife is a good 4-finger grip, and I personally got an Artemis carry sheath for this. Carry Solutions, these guys are absolutely excellent. They make good stuff. And for this daily carry, it's absolutely perfect. Now you can get, they do send sheaths with all their stuff, but this was, and here's the sheath that came with that. This was the sheath for this guy, belt sheath, right? And I personally thought that this would make a really good in-pocket carry. So that's what I got. And this is what I got for that. So yeah, Kydex is not necessarily cheap. It was like an extra $50 to have this made. Maybe it was 45, but by the same token, the utility I get out of it is so much more. I personally really like their fit and finish. I think that this is very clean. This is micarta, obviously, right? And I really like their symbol too. Let's see if we can see their little pot house. So that's their pot house, right? Yeah, very cool. Next, let's talk about, this is the Frontier Trapper. Very cool little fixed blade. I got this one with mountain scales on it. Matte, very nice. It's not quite a 4-finger grip for me, almost is. But having said that, it's really cool. And this is A2 steel, which is easier to sharpen. And I like the profile of this very small knife as well. Thinking about getting an Artemis for that, but I just haven't done it. And then this guy's got silver pins, and this is the Bush Baby, and this is also high carbon steel. So it's a lesser, what people would call a lesser steel, right? It's more prone to rust. So in this case, and in fact, you can see right in here, you can see just a hint of rust in there. And so this, I've used this a lot, especially in a warehouse. High carbon steel is very easy to sharpen, and you have to keep track and take care of that it doesn't get any rust on it. So this actually has forced patina on it already, but you don't necessarily need to have that forced patina on there. It'll get patina by itself, and that's absolutely fine. This knife and this knife were both under $100. They were like $95, and I got that at I got it through the Pot House, I believe. I think that this was their not their 4 on the floor program, but their Pot House. I think these were each $95 with the sheaths included, so substantially cheaper than something of the same size that you would get from Bark River. But of course, this is A2, and this is 1095 high carbon. This, I believe, was more like 160, I want to say, but well worth it. Another feature I should point out about LT Wright knives is they have a very sharp spine. Now, some people think that that's bad because it means that they haven't like with the Bark River knife, they've taken off that burr. That's basically a burr that they've left on there. This will still throw sparks just fine, but it is just a little bit rounded and sanded, right? Whereas on the LT Wright knife, they have literally sharpened that edge on purpose, and that's to throw really good sparks, and it does. It throws like a massive shower of sparks. Some people like that, some people don't. So next, let's talk about this is my first knife I got from them. This is made out of A2. It's the Genesis with a Scandi grind. This thing is a beast. It's heavy. It batons like crazy. I've used it a lot. It works really well for splitting wood. And it's just a massive game changer to have something this good in the hand when you're camping and splitting wood. Very, very nice. I guess the next thing I should talk about too is that their sheaths are absolutely off the hook really good. They have both danglers and straps, and one's with and without fire steels, but the company that they get to make their leather sheaths for them is just incredible. I really, really appreciate these. They're so much better than Bark River. Don't get me wrong, I love Bark River. I've got more Bark River than I do LT Wright, but I just don't like this sheath. I think that this is generic and kind of stupid, honestly. And I feel like if you're gonna force us to buy this sheath, you should have a better sheath. That's what I think. Next, we're gonna talk about, this was a 4 on the floor. When I say 4 on the floor, what I'm talking about is a special program they have for those members who are part of the Pod House, where you get to get a semi-custom. Nice bronze scales here. I got black liners. Wish I had gone with something brighter, and polished red micarta. This is the GNS. This is made out of O2. Really sexy knife. I really like this swedge up top too. All around, this knife feels really good. Like, it's just something about it, like when you're holding it, it just makes it feel really, really good. It's a little bit butt heavy, but I also like that. Sometimes I just like a knife balanced so that the tip is a little bit less. And so anyway, I like that. And then the Northern Hunter, lots of belly on this. This is based off a Canadian type hunting knife. So much belly. This is the large. They make one that's smaller than this, but that's the large. And then I just recently got the extra large one, and this was a 4 on the floor. This was off their website. And this one I got red liners and this polished black paper with bronze pins. And you can see how big that is. This thing just wants to chop. So much slicey belly on this. Like, this knife makes me really happy. The way that it looks and is shaped is just incredible. So overall, I think that LT Wright makes some incredible good knives here in America, and that they're reasonably priced for what they do. I think that it's not the hardest thing in the world to find them, but it's not necessarily easy to find them as well. On their website, they usually have some knives. They also have some good kitchen knives as well. I think that their fit and finish is really good. It's not the best out there, but it's definitely not bad either. Their variety of choices is somewhat limited when you compare them to some of the bigger fixed blade companies, but then again, for what you're getting, I think it's perfectly fine. They specialize mainly in high saber grinds. I've never really seen them do convex grinds, but mainly it's saber grinds, and it is Scandi and a couple of Scandis. But mainly, I think that they're basically just doing saber grinds, which is fine. Bark River is basically only doing convex grinds. So, convex is a great grind as well, but I really enjoy a saber grind. I feel like it's a good intermediate between a convex and a Scandi, and it usually tends to make a more well-rounded knife. Maybe not the best wood chopper, and maybe not the best, a couple other tasks, but it's great for what it does. Yeah, I think that, and each knife that comes, by the way, their heat treat is phenomenal. Absolutely. I don't know who does their heat treat, probably Peters, but I don't know. Whoever does their heat treat, these knives are always good to go. Incredible, and they come super sharp every single time, which is great. When you buy a knife, you want it to be freaking sharp, right? Let me know what you guys think about LT Wright. If you think that there's a knife here that I'm missing that I think I would really appreciate of theirs, let me know what that is. And like that. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a comment. It really helps the channel. Like and subscribe. And if you want to be entered to win a knife every month, all you got to do is click on the Patreon link down below. And for $3 a month, you too will be entered to win a knife. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye bye now.